the way we tailor our messaging is by testing it. We don't assume that we know it all, and we don't assume that we understand all the cultures. So the majority of our clients are large organizations who are based in a minimum of 10 to 12 markets. And our role is to come in from the mothership, create the messages, and then localize it to the different regions. So again, normally the way we approach messaging is we like to test it with 3 different personalities within the organization. We test it with the cynics, who will find loopholes in our messaging. We test it with the poets, who are our advocates and who believe in the good of being sustainable. And we also test it with the curious, who would be asking difficult questions and who would be challenging us to think differently. So that's the first part, testing it. Now comes the localization part. How do we localize it? We don't assume that we know everything. So what we do is we give it to the local specialist and say, and this is where the power of anthropology comes in. We understand, we always do the network analysis, the organizational network analysis, where we need to understand who are the biggest, not sponsor, influencers. So who are the 3% influencers of the company who will have an influence on the 97% of the company? And then we send them the messages and say to them, can you help us localize it? And this is where the localization happens. And this is how we tailor it. And by the way, each audience have different agendas, different requirements, and different attention. And based on our stakeholder mapping, which we always design at the beginning of our engagement with the clients, we can then decide how often do we communicate with each stakeholders, what type of language should we use with them. So for example, if they're upper management, let's say senior leadership teams, the language we use is always financial language. It's the finance. What is the return of investment? Whereas if it's the middle managers, it's around how important are you? What's the role that you truly play? Because without you, middle managers, we won't succeed. So we boost their ego because they're the door blockers for us. If we don't have them on board, we lose the juniors and the rest of the employees. So this is how we tailor our messaging.